You've seen it happen. Your cat was moving, walking, grooming, playing, and then it just stopped completely. Mid-step sometimes, like someone pressed pause. Every muscle still, every sound gone. Its eyes open wide and fixed on something you can't identify. Something you look for and can't find. And the silence your cat enters in those moments is different from sleep, different from rest. It is an active silence, an alert silence, the kind of silence that has a direction. Most people look away, assume it's nothing, go back to what they were doing, but it is not nothing. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. Cats are sound-rich creatures. They chirp, shrill, meow, purr, chatter. They have a vocabulary of over 100 vocalizations, and they use it constantly. Which means that when a cat goes completely silent, not just quiet, but completely, deliberately, totally silent, something has changed. That silence is not an absence of communication. It is the most intense form of it. In the natural world, sudden collective silence is one of the most powerful warning systems that exists. When every creature in an environment goes quiet at once, it means something has entered that space that changes everything. Something that demands complete attention, complete stillness, complete focus. Your cat carries that instinct. And when it activates, when your cat freezes and the sound stops, your cat is responding to something real. The question is what? Let's start with what we know scientifically. When a cat enters what researchers call the freeze response, its entire nervous system shifts into a state of maximum sensory input. Heart rate drops slightly. Breathing becomes shallow and controlled. All non-essential movement stops. Every available resource in the cat's body is redirected to processing incoming information from the environment. Cats in this state are detecting things at the edge of their sensory range. Sounds too high or too faint for human ears. Vibrations traveling through the floor. Electromagnetic fluctuations. Air pressure changes that precede weather shifts or seismic activity. Infrared heat signatures from living beings on the other side of a wall. What this means practically is that when your cat freezes and goes silent, it has detected something specific, not imagined it, not reacted randomly. Detected something with senses that operate on a completely different scale than yours. Studies on animal behavior before natural disasters, earthquakes, storms, unusual atmospheric events consistently show cats entering this freeze and silence state hours before any human instruments register anything. They are not psychic. They are simply better wired than we are to pick up on the signals that precede significant events. Your cat knows something is in the environment, something you cannot perceive yet. But there is another layer to this, one that science measures differently. In virtually every tradition that has observed cats closely, the freeze and silence behavior has been interpreted not just as a physical response to physical stimuli, but as a response to something beyond the physical. In ancient Egypt, when the temple cats went still and silent simultaneously, it was understood as a sign that the spiritual atmosphere of a space had shifted. That something was present that had not been there before. The cats weren't afraid. They weren't threatened. They were simply attending to a presence that had entered. In Japanese tradition, the moment a cat stops and stares at an empty corner is not dismissed. It is taken seriously. It is understood that the cat is perceiving something at the threshold, at the boundary between what is visible and what is not. And in Celtic belief, which we have touched on before, the hours when cats are most likely to freeze and go silent are the same hours considered most spiritually active. The pre-dawn hours, the moments of transition between day and night, the thresholds of time, not just of space. Your cat's silence is an act of attention. It is paying attention to something. And the traditions that paid closest attention to cats agree. What it attends to in those moments is more than what the eye can see. So what is your cat specifically responding to? Here are the 5 situations that most commonly trigger the complete freeze and silence, and what each one means. The first situation. Your cat freezes while staring at a door or window, a point of entry. This is territorial surveillance at its most focused. Your cat has detected something approaching your home, a person, an animal, a change in the air outside before it arrives. It is not alarmed. It is prepared. When your cat does this, pay attention to what arrives in the minutes that follow. The second situation. Your cat freezes while staring at a corner of a room, particularly a corner where someone who has passed away used to sit. This is the situation most people find hardest to explain away. Your cat is not malfunctioning. It is not confused. It has detected a presence in that space. Your cat is not malfunctioning. It is not confused. It has detected a presence in that space. What that presence is, whether it is a residual energy, a memory held in the room itself, or something more, is beyond what any instrument can currently measure. But your cat's attention to it is real. The third situation. Your cat freezes before a change in your emotional state, before you cry, before you raise your voice, before a difficult moment breaks open. In this case, what your cat is detecting is the chemical and energetic shift happening inside you, the cortisol spike, the change in your breathing pattern, the micro-tension in your muscles before the emotion arrives. Your cat goes still because it is preparing to respond to you. It is getting ready. The fourth situation. Your cat freezes during a storm, or just before one. Cats detect barometric pressure changes with extraordinary sensitivity. The freeze response in advance of weather is your cat's internal barometer responding to atmospheric shifts that human instruments may not register for another hour. It is not afraid of the storm. It is reading it. The fifth situation. Your cat freezes while staring directly at you, while you are sleeping, or simply while you are still. This is perhaps the most intimate version of this behavior. Your cat has gone silent to observe you completely, without distraction, without anything else competing for its attention. It is studying you, memorizing you, holding you in its full awareness. And if it does this, if you wait to find your cat completely still and silent, watching you know this, you are being cared for, watched over, by the most attentive presence in your home. The next time your cat goes silent, the next time it freezes and the room goes still around it, don't look away. Sit down. Be quiet. Follow its gaze. Not because you will necessarily see what it sees, but because the act of paying attention alongside your cat, of letting yourself enter that same quality of stillness, even for 30 seconds, is one of the few times in modern life when you can be completely present. Your cat does this instinctively. It enters stillness without effort, without thought, without resistance. It does not check its phone. It does not think about yesterday. It is just there, in that moment, attending to whatever is in front of it with everything it has. That is a form of wisdom, and your cat has been offering to share it with you every single time it goes still. You just have to stop and be still with it. Has your cat ever gone completely still and silent in a way that stayed with you, that you thought about afterward? Tell me in the comments where it was staring, how long it lasted, and what happened next, if anything did. I want to know. And the person reading your comment at midnight tonight will want to know too. If this video helped you see that moment differently, that frozen, silent, completely focused moment your cat enters, share it with someone who has wondered the same thing. And the next video is about something almost every cat owner has seen, but never fully understood. What it really means when your cat brings you something it caught, alive or not. The ancient meaning behind that behavior, and what your cat is actually trying to say. I'll see you there.